Hey, fellow targeted individuals and everybody on YouTube. This is Kyle or Vulcan Wolverine. It is Thursday afternoon. What is it? 5/14, 2015. And I just lost my job. So yeah, just lost my job. I'm kind of worried because I was getting money to buy defenses like the tabletop defenders and everything like that, and I could pay my bills, so it was good in that respect. But I was being tortured at my job, tortured at night, tortured, in my sleep when I'd wake up to go to work. The vehicular stalking had increased like hundredfold because my job was delivering. I was actually delivering medical equipment and oxygen to patients. And I was good at it. I was really good at it, and I didn't get gang stalked out of my job, so they didn't get infiltrate into my business and kick me out of there or anything like that. But the gang stalking didn't help. It didn't help, because my manager pretty much always thought I was kind of spaced out and distracted, and I couldn't remember little things, little details. But it did culminate in a firing in the situation there. So I was fired, and so now I don't have a job. I feel a little bit relieved in the sense that, not because the money thing is really going to stress me out. It hasn't really hit me. When you lose a job, it's kind of weird when you've had it for so long. But I'm sure it will hit me pretty soon. And so I wanted to do a video real quick right when I got fired from my job. But I feel a little bit relieved because what I've been doing with these tabletop defenders, I've been very, very careful because I have to go to work, so I can't do big things. I can't experiment and just throw them all on one side, and do certain things where I can learn more about what they have. So now I'm going to go full on into taking the tabletop defenders I have, not trying to buy more, but doing what I can with the ones I have and making big moves that may actually really hurt me. But since I don't have a job right now, it won't affect people that I'm going to work with. If I do make a big mistake with them, with the tabletop defenders, and they do get through and really hurt me, since I don't have a job, I'm a little bit more free to experiment and to learn more about what I'm dealing with. It's still, he did have people that came, but I was wrong about that. One of the cars is his wife. One is a new car for him, but he does have a black car there with a guy who lives with him and helps him now. So there's two male voices, and then two female voices, wife, and then a woman who is complicit in the murder and wants to see me dead or out of the house. But the bad thing is, since he invited that guy in, they've pumped each other up. They're like, yeah, this guy is crazy, we need to do this. So it's become worse. It's not just him, it's two guys kind of going back and forth. And yesterday they were yelling stuff through the V2K we're gonna fucking kill this guy, let's fucking kill him tonight. So it's gotten really, really to where it is a military killing. They are ex-military. They are using military tactics to do criminal activities, which basically is raping me and murdering me while I'm asleep. I mean, every second at that job, and every second I came home, went to the job, was filled with torture, burning, microwaves. The plates really do work. The plates really do free up your body from a lot of it, to where most of the time I could just hear a little bit of V2K. I'd feel a little bit no EHF. And maybe sometimes a little bit of a pang of pain around my head from the ELF, which would end, it would be buffered out. The interesting thing that I did figure out is that when I was at the house, I would hear EHF, but when I left and on a remote, I would hear no EHF. So what this tells me is that in the remote sense, they have to upload this stuff. I'm sure of that. That is proven to me that they have to upload ELF, V2K, EHF into a remote, into the remote station, whatever they have, and then it's dispersed by whatever method, a drone or a cell phone tower or satellite. There's plenty of delivery methods because it's just a microwave frequency. The thing is, though, that they have to input it on a ground station. They're not typing up something and the satellite is given a certain amount of microwaves. And what I've done is I put so many plates up that it's buffering the EHF on the remote station, and they can't put any more in there, but they can put EHF ground emitters around to kind of go around my plates. So like I'll hear it at my house, but not hear it when I go out. And I think that's also for the ELF. They have ground shooters, which they can burn the side of my head in my house, but when I go out, the power is much more reduced because they're trying to fill up that remote station with stuff, and they're kind of running out of room. I don't understand how it works, but I do know they have to input it, and my plates do take care of that remotely. But then they've built up an arsenal where they can get a bunch of other ground weapons and hurt me while I'm sleeping in the house. Like a lot of people would probably say, leave the house now that you've got that situation. Well, if I could leave the house and leave those tabletop emitters there, I would do that. But leaving the house means that my mom's going to sell the place. We're going to sell it. So I can't do that. I have to stay here and learn as much as I can about what I'm facing and just try and get another job. I mean, this was like a really good opportunity. You know, my friend got me in there, and the manager, like, I really liked the manager. Like, even towards the end, she was really nice about it, but she was just like, I can't keep you on because you're distracted, and, you know, she was like, you're distracted, and it's just like, you know, there was like I guess accreditation person who came in and said that I was spaced out and like didn't know what I was talking about. So it was just kind of a culmination. Like I was kind of hanging by a thread, not getting paid a lot. Actually, like the new guy that came in, he was getting paid more immediately than what I've been paid for like 7 months. So. But yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know, this is a little 10-minute video just telling y'all, I just wanted to make a video, but I'm going to think of, you know, I'm going to actually plan out a video and, you know, kind of go through a little bit more, but I just wanted to tell y'all when I got fired. So I have no job now. I feel a little bit relieved because I was going in there being tortured, and it's a huge situation because it's terrorism. Like, there are terrorists who live next door to me. They're murdering me and my pet in my sleep. Nobody believes me. And then going into work like that is very stressful every day. And so, you know, I'm a little bit relieved that that's over with. But the money was helping me to buy, you know, more defenses and keep it going. I would really recommend, like, listening to me. I want to recommend to y'all to try these things that I've tried and not think that they wouldn't work because I've gotten so much of it. Because my guy, he's like ex-military and he's a Mason. He's got a lot of connections for these weapons. So you may have some attackers that are civilians or don't have a lot of connections. So I'd really, I would just recommend. They work. I mean, it works definitely. But I've had to, like, he's in a constant like military battle with me. Like, he's constantly bringing in new weapons. He gets them for free. He gets this guy to come live with him. So it's a little bit harder because it's like an arms race in my house. I've been doing pretty good, but I mean, he is, you know, he's ex-military. I'm pretty sure he's a Mason. A lot of stuff like this, I've been studying kind of Masonic beliefs and stuff like that, and it kind of parallels with it murdering people and like kind of sacrificial stuff, like weird, bizarre, kind of cult-oriented stuff. Not sure. I just think he's a Mason. I can't prove that. I'm sure he's ex-military, and I'm pretty sure the person he has in there is ex-military too. You've got to remember, when they're doing this V2K, and they're doing the ELF, and they're doing the EHF, all this stuff they're trying to use as a weapon to hurt your body, to hurt your mind, to destroy you. So when they're on the V2K, anything that they're doing, and this is coming from, I had ex-military guy doing it to me, so I don't know if there's a civilian doing it or somebody else in another agency. I'm not sure what their purpose is, but this guy that I have, and if you have a guy like this, he's even using V2K Like, they'll talk about me. They're like, this guy's retarded. We've got to finish this. This is over. We got to get this guy out of here. All that is just used to tear you down, to rip your mind apart. And I'm not sure, other people may use it in different ways. Like, they may actually talk to you. But this guy is not talking to me. He doesn't even risk that. He talks about me. They talk about me. Because he doesn't want to talk directly to me. I think that's too much of a risk. That puts them kind of to where it's not passive. It needs to be a passive murder, so there's no risk. He has to not know me. He has to, never see me. He has to be behind that wall, in his house. That's just a couple of things. I will focus on some videos, while I'm jobless. I'm not sure how much, because I've been kind of chasing, like, I've been kind of staying up with them with the plates, but I'm definitely not going to be able to stay up with them because they're expensive. But I'm going to kind of see how it goes. I'm going to see how it goes, and let you guys know. Let you guys know how it goes. It's definitely new territory now. I've had that job for like 7 to 8 months. Loved it, was good at it. It was a great opportunity, but it was also, I felt like I shouldn't be there a lot because they were hitting me with microwaves inside of a van with a lot of oxygen tanks. I felt like I wasn't going to like veer off the road or anything, but there was so much vehicular stalking, and it's so dangerous. I'd never know what a day would bring. Like, if some crazy stalker would try and run me off the road. And that was very, it just didn't fit into a regular workday sort of thing. So I'm like half relieved, and I don't think the part about the money has hit me yet, that I'm losing a lot of money. But I should be able to, I've gotten jobs all my life. I'm pretty resourceful. My parents helped me out, so I should be able to get through this. They're still going to be torturing the hell out. They're going to use this to torture me more. They use the fact that I got a new job to torture me more. They use the fact that if I don't say anything to torture me more. If I do say something, they torture me more. If I use the bathroom, they torture me more. It's really just what they're doing. It has nothing to do with me. They're ramping up the murder. They're ramping up. The guy started when I moved in this house. I like screwing around with this guy. I heard that on V2K. And then it went up to, I want him out of this house. And then it went up to, we got to murder him. Got to kill him. So it will keep ramping up. He'll keep ramping it up. If I don't say anything, he'll say, look, he's crazy, he's not talking. If I do talk, he'll be like, oh, look, he's crazy, he's saying something. If I breathe, he's going to ramp this up for murder. And it's just a lot of the philosophies behind doing whatever you want. Like, that's what he's doing. He's doing whatever he wants at the detriment to his family and my family and America. A lot of those philosophies, I've been studying groups that kind of have those. I've kind of got it down to what I'm pretty sure he is. I theorize what he is, but it's pretty obvious, what these people are. They're not good. And I was saying today about them. I've read comic books since I was like 8, and you read stuff about Spider-Man, the Green Goblin, how they're heroes and villains, and it's black and white. And even as an 8-year-old, I said, that's not how the real world is. They're good people that do bad things for complicated reasons and all that. And even at 8 years old, I understood that. And today, at 34, I understand that there are true villains in this world. This guy is murdering me in my sleep. He's trying to disrupt my finances so he can make money. He's torturing me in my sleep. Murdering my animal. He wants to microwave my head, give me cancer. He wants to make me look crazy while he's doing it, and rape me, and hurt my family while he's doing it. He's hurting his family. Like, I hear his wife, she's in distress. He doesn't care. He is a villain. Like, he is this is a black and white. And like, he's lied to people, and there are police involved that may not know or whatever. He's tortured me at my job. Like, I'm an American who went to a job that was good, that could have helped me a lot, and I could have helped others, and he tortured me, the entire time. So, Yeah, I mean, I just never thought that in my life, in my adult life or my child life, that it was black and white, that there were people that were so bad that they were like villains and they just murdered and they really didn't care, and it wasn't complicated because I'm not doing anything to this guy. Like, I'm not in his face, I'm not in his yard, he wouldn't have to see me if he wasn't, like, if he didn't have all the surveillance equipment surveilling me and shooting me with this directed energy weapon stuff. He would never have to see me. So there's no reason he should be doing it. He's doing it to murder because he likes murdering, so he does it all the time, and I think he makes money from it. Like, I've just heard so much about the money that goes around in this that I'm sure that people are making money off of it. I think a lot of the people wouldn't do it all the time unless there was money involved. But there would be a small percentage that still did it because they enjoyed it. Those are the people, and the people who are making money off of it are also villains. They're true villains. It's a black and white thing. They're evil. They're just evil people. There is no complication because I'm not running at this guy. I'm not even doing anything that's like that bad. The worst thing I've done in my life is smoke pot. I've never hurt anybody physically. So, all right. Well, I just wanted to give you all this video. I did lose my job. I have like a 1.5 paychecks coming to me, and I've got to pay a lot of bills. So I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't told my parents yet. I wanted to tell you guys first. I don't know how to feel about it. I feel bad because of the money, but I feel relieved because they get me a lot harder when I go to work. Like when I'm getting up for work and I know I have a whole day of work, I would yell at them because it was stressful and I knew they were going to torture me the whole day. But now, like, I know I don't have to do anything tomorrow, so I've gone ahead and taken all my tabletop defenders and moved them to one side of the house, which may be a huge mistake because I think they're on this side of the house too. I think they're on both because that other guy, I think they're basically making me split my stuff. But I just want to see. I want to see if I move them to one side, what'll happen. Like how much they'll hit me with on the other side. How much it'll affect the V2K, ELF, and ELR. So I'm going to be testing a lot of stuff and not really caring about, oh, well, I got to go to work the whole day and I'm not going to be at home to correct any of this if I did do something wrong. Because that's why I was very, very peckish about moving things. If I move things, it'd be one thing at a time. But now I'm just balls to the wall. I'm going to experiment and see what stops them. Moved them all to the other side. It seems to be working okay right now. But what they do know that I move them around. They do know that they work. So they'll turn off certain things. They'll turn them down and they'll wait till it's been a while. Then they'll pump it up and it'll like really hurt me. So I've got to kind of work through what they're doing and what I'm doing. Because they're not stupid. I mean, they have military training. They have military weapons, very sophisticated new military weapons that not a lot of people know about. And I'm just a civilian who could barely get defensive civilian weapons, to fight back. That's what we're all kind of going through. I think in some cases, though, and I would really recommend the Altera plugs. I'd recommend the personal defenders, which are $300 from Q-Wave. And if you do have money, definitely buy a tabletop defender. Put it if you think that they're around your house doing it, put it on the side that you think where they are on the side of your house. I know a lot of people are hit remotely and they don't have people around them. So in that case, you'd want to put it by you. But a lot of my guy, I got very unlucky. I think we both got very unlucky. I think he got very unlucky with having a target like me. I want to say that because I'm going to do a lot more with this. This is our country. This is like evil taking over, and people are asleep, and they totally don't believe in it. So it doesn't matter, my life or death. They keep saying it's over, and I think it's because they hurt me sometimes, and they're like, oh, it's all over. My life doesn't matter. It'll never be over. I'll make sure that even if I die, it won't be over. For even my circumstance, but definitely the entire circumstance of gang stalking. But I would definitely try these things because you don't know how well your people are connected. Like, they may not be Masons. They may just be ex-military who got their hands on these weapons but can't get more, or civilians who got their hands on these weapons but don't know how to get a bunch more. I don't know. I think in the world of gang stalking, once you're doing something like my neighbor's doing, you do have resources and free weapons. But I would definitely try these defenses out. Like, I know a lot of you have already tried them out. They definitely work. Like, I would put my hand on the Bible, and I'd never lie to y'all. I would never, ever lie to y'all about what works and what doesn't. Never, ever would I do that. These things, I have tested them, and, like, it seems like the tabletop defenders work even better than my aluminum. It's like, to cover me. It seems like if I didn't have those, they can actually get stuff through the surface things that I try and block out things with. Because it is a frequency, and then these plates make a field of scalar waves to basically negate those out. Scalar waves and a bunch of other stuff, Solfeggio waves, like in other stuff. I need to research that a lot more. I need to go a lot more in depth. That's been my problem, and my who told me that? My manager I worked at Dell, and she told me that I did a bunch of presentations, and my problem is that I'll do a good general overview, and that's what you keep seeing in these videos. You see me doing a general overview of what's happening to me, about these weapons, about what I'm doing, but I don't go in depth. Like, I have a big problem with details, and very specific details, and even now it's harder because being microwaved like this, your spinal cord being microwaved, your organs being microwaved, and your brain being microwaved. Like, there have been times when something's right in front of me, like some tape at work or something, and like I didn't see it, and I was looking for tape for like 15 minutes, and I had to ask the guy. So now it becomes even a little bit harder. But I'm going to try and be more in depth and detail about what I'm going through, and just these frequencies that they're using, the electromagnetic frequencies that they're using, and the things that buffer them out. So I know scalar waves do it. I know the Solfeggio frequency, or Solfeggio waves definitely negate it out. And I'm gonna learn everything about these plates, because they really buffer the stuff out. I mean, when you place them right. Alright, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it. Just wanted to let y'all know I did lose my job. I almost cried, like, in front of my manager. Like, it wasn't like she wasn't all mean about it. It was just kind of she was like, I just can't have you working here. You're distracted, and, like, you just don't, like, you're not, some of the details, which I think are small details. I did the job right, but she apparently didn't think that. So, whatever. I almost cried, like, in front. I was, like, trying to choke back the tears a little bit, but then I got home, and I was like, well, for what's really going on, I really shouldn't have that job. Like, for what's really going on with me, and the way these people torture me, it's really not responsible for me to get into a vehicle like that. Because nobody knows about it, and I have to make money, and my parents aren't just going to be like, oh, here's $500 for Tabletop Defender. My brother, who makes good money, is not going to be like, here you go, because they don't believe me. So I have to do it. It's like I had to do it, and I'll have to go get another job. I mean, I'll have to do it until people know about this, and somebody will give me support. Like, I've been kind of flowing with the disability, but it takes so long. And I might kind of check up on that, and maybe try and get on that and Social Security, but it takes so long that I'd have to find something in the meantime and work with them. I'm still chugging along. I think it just hasn't hit me yet. Like, that's why I wanted to do the video right away, because when it hits me, I'm going to be depressed as hell that I'm losing out on. I wasn't getting paid great, The new guy who came in was making a higher rate than I was making after 7 months. So, all in all, it was a bad starting point when I started working, because I got hired on as a cleaner, and then she bumped me up to a better job, but same pay, and Yeah, I think I could do better than that. I think there's a lot of jobs that would be easier that I could make a little bit more money. But it was moving around in a vehicle, which was bad because of the vehicular stalking, but good. And I mean, there is motion compensating on this stuff because they're hitting you from a satellite, and it compensates for motion. So if they hit you in the head in a car, it can keep on a certain point. And I don't know that. I don't know how that technology works, but I just think it's worse than if you're in an office and you're sitting at one desk. Just like when I'm sleeping in one place, it seems to be worse than if I'm moving around, even with motion compensating, because I don't think that catches all. I think they have to stay on that somehow. It just seems like it's less when you're moving around, and especially driving. But alright, guys, I'll give y'all updates. Trying to get another video uploaded before this one. I'm trying to get my phone fixed. God, you start noticing all the things you have to do when you get fired, huh? It costs money. But I'll let y'all know what's going on with me. I'll keep making videos because I do want y'all to know. I mean, it was like if I didn't have the gang stalking going on, I would have been able to keep my job. Like that job would have been a lot different. Everything would have been different. But with the gang stalking, I don't even know if I would have gotten that job because I may have already had another job before that, So it's kind of one of those things. It's like I wouldn't have even gotten that job in the first place if I wouldn't have been in the situation I was in. But definitely, if they would have stopped right after I got the job, things would have been a lot different. I would have been doing a lot better there, probably making a lot more money, probably would have had a lot more opportunities. But alright, guys, I will talk to y'all later. God bless, and I love y'all. So I'm just gonna wait for this to hit me that I don't have to go to work tomorrow, which is good but bad. Figure out how to tell my parents. I know my aunt and my cousin watch these, so if y'all are listening, Aunt Brenda, don't tell my parents I lost my job. So I'm gonna tell them soon. That's a joke. Her name's not even Brenda. So, all right, guys. I will talk to y'all later. I'll talk to y'all in the next one. I love y'all. I hope your situations are going better than mine. I mean, mine's kind of like just not. I mean, I'm not hurting really bad because of the plates, which is good. But I can't really hold a job and. So there's some bad aspects, but I mean, I guess this hardens us, like in a good way. Like it's like I thought it was coming up that I was going to lose a job, but it was like these people are murdering me, so it kind of takes it out. It kind of takes the force out of it, where it just hits you in the chest and lose my job. Feel different. I feel a lot different than I did before all the gang stalking. Things are a lot different. Like I react to things a lot differently. They don't hurt me as much, little things. But some little things do, It's really interesting. I mean, in a bad way, a really bad way. But what else are we going to do but learn as much as we can, try and get the information out, try and stop these people, try and tell good people who've been lied about this program, tell them the truth about it. What else are we going to do? We got to fight. It's our lives on the line. I mean, it's our lives. It's these people burning us to death and just saying they have to do it. This guy's like, I have to do it. Like, he acts like he has no choice. He's like, gotta finish this out. Gotta do it. Gotta get him out of here. And when he gets me out of here, he'll definitely remotely hit me, so I don't even know what he's talking about. I guess he means when I get him out of here, I'm gonna get him out of here, and that means killing me. Yeah, it's bad. Alright, but I'll see you guys on the next one. God bless you. I'm sure God has a reason for this, for me having that job, for me losing this job, for the gang stalking. I've got to believe. I know there's a force of good in this universe. I know there are good people who will never change and they will never be bad. But now I know there are bad people that will never change and be good. So just keep that in your heart, that there are good people who will never stop being good. There are, and they're out there, and they're everywhere. And some of them may be gang stalkers because they don't know. They don't know the evil involved in it. Some of them may be caught up in it. This is a complicated issue with good and bad people involved in it. So we've got to keep that in mind, and we've got to stay as good as possible. I know that certain times in this, and there would be other times when I felt like a villain and I've talked like a villain to my stalkers. You know, I've said bad words and called them bad things, which I don't feel guilty about because they're murderers. But still, it's not me. You know, it's not me. I'm not like them. I can't kill. I can't cuss people out and feel good about myself and be mean and bring people down and feel good. I have to do good things to feel good about myself. I have to, even in this, I have to. I can't, and we have to remember, because that's what's happened to these guys. I guess they think they're fighting terrorism. They've started killing innocent people in their beds who are Americans, so they become what they were fighting. They've used every resource, and I guess they figured they had to become like the enemy to defeat the enemy, or maybe they were always the terrorists. I don't know. But we've got to remember that if you try and take on your enemy's tactics and they're evil, you become evil. So, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Not for any kind of ground not for any kind of ground that you can get through to become evil and destroy your life. The means do not justify the ends. That's what these people who are attacking us believe. They believe that the means justify the ends. Every which means every action you take and everything you do in life and the way you do it counts way more than some end result, because there is no end. There is no end in life. Things go on forever, and the way you do things and who you are and who you help and the things you do along the way, that's everything. That's everything. And that's what I believe, and it's opposite of what these people believe. They believe that the means justify the ends. If they have to kill an innocent person and his pet for years, and it creates some kind of group, organization, and that's an ending, that's what they believe. And I disagree with them completely. Alright, guys, I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm going to kind of think it out and do a video like I have some time, because I don't have a job. I will be looking, but I'm going to kind of see how it works without a job for a while, see if I can maybe get on disability. I really want to do that, because this was a job that was so easy. Like, I was good at it, it was easy, I wasn't in an office, and it was still hell because these people were torturing me. So I don't know, I've learned a lot from it, and I think I think I'm more on the side of being relieved. And I know my parents would be like, what are you talking about? You know, you're paying your bills and all this stuff, but how big this is and how violent it is, and that it really is happening and people don't believe me. It's hard to go into something, nobody knows what's going on, and you have to do important work. And it's good, it was a good distraction, not being stuck in the house all the time, but it was also, I don't know, irresponsible. I mean, it's more irresponsible of them to attack somebody at a job, but for me to be being microwaved in a van, being gang stalked, carrying around medical equipment all over more than just my city, you know, I'll find a way. There's always a way. There's always a way. And there's always another way. Like, if you think that there's only one way and it's violence or attacking your neighbor or doing something violent, there's always a better way. Like, there's always a better way. There's always a better way. Like, we have to remember that. Like, who said that? Professor Xavier said that a lot. There's always a better way. And there is. There truly is. And we will find it. We will find it. Don't stop fighting. Don't stop believing you're important. Don't stop thinking this won't end. This can end if enough of us want it to, and enough of us fight back, and enough of us say, no, we do not want this, it can end. But enough of us have to realize it's happening and say no, because they'll keep doing it. Then they found a way to do it underneath the surface so none of us can say no. So that only the people that are being attacked know about it, and regular citizens can't say, hell no, don't kill people in their sleep. So they figured out a way to kind of do that. And I mean, kind of like the people who are doing this. The corporations that are making the directed energy weapons. I think some agencies, whatever agencies that are doing this, they've made it so regular citizens don't know, so they can't disagree with it and say no and say hell no. But we've got to let them know. All right, guys. I love y'all. I hope your situations are going good. I hope you're doing okay. I'm gonna pray for everybody. Please pray for me. Let's keep doing this. Let's keep doing it. I just lost my job, and I'm ready. I'm ready for round 10 million. There are some people who have been going through this for 30 years, torturing, being raped in their homes, microwaved in their genitals for 30 years old. There's some 73-year-old women who this has been happening since they're 30. We got to keep fighting. It's only been happening for like 6 to 7 years to me. I'm ready to fight on. And I know it's hard to do that. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'll do a video and I'm like, I can't even, I've been just coming home and going to sleep for the last several days. Just coming home and going right to sleep because I have no energy. But don't give up. Don't give up. Keep fighting. Keep fighting this. Anybody that doesn't think it's real, do research on directed energy weapons. Do research on organized gang stalking. Look at the testimonies before you judge. I don't care. You can judge me. You can put comments saying I'm crazy. I've seen those comments. That's fine. Discourse is what our society's all about. What our society's really about, I'm not going to go into this, but really democracies aren't that great because it's two sides. You get two options. We need a republic where I can believe what I believe, he can believe what he believes, you can believe what you believe, everybody can believe what they believe as long as they're not murdering people and getting on their property and stealing from them. That's what we had. We had a republic in the United States. The democracy turns into socialism and communism. Those things are so dangerous that it's unspeakable how dangerous they are. You might think that everybody's getting fed and everybody's on equal grounding, but people don't matter. The uniqueness of people doesn't matter. People are really just meat for the grinder, for the government. It's really bad. Socialism and communism are death to a lot of people wherever that is taking place. And that's just, we've seen it throughout history, in China, in places like North Korea and stuff like that. It's very bad. But I'll get into that on other videos. I just wanted to make a short one telling y'all I'd lost my job. It hasn't really hit me. I'm more relieved right now than depressed, so I know it hasn't hit me. When I don't have that money and I'm trying to figure out what to do with my bills, it's going to be a lot more depressing. But alright guys, I will definitely see you on the next one. Y'all stay strong. Keep praying for each other. Keep fighting. Keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. Alright, God bless you guys. I love y'all.